All right. I started this thing before Dale was ready. She was laughing, so laughs on you.
No.
Dale and I just got through bringing you a video on a product demonstration. Thanks so much for that.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. Anytime.
I did a pretty poor job with the pen, as I showed you beforehand.
The pen was awful.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Flowers are better.
Flowers are better. We are going to talk about this jobber-do right here. You can't really see that very well. No, you can, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess florists will be able to recognize that.
Yeah,
won't they?
with a little top on there, yeah.
Yeah. So, what do they call this?
That is called a water tube.
Oh, that's easy enough.
A water tube.
So, what I want to do is, everybody's going to know what this is. People are buying plenty of these today. What I wanted to ask you was, what's good about it? Let's go through, what's good about it, what's not so good about it, and then we'll talk a little bit.
Okay, well, what's good about these is that they're little single units. They're easy to add to the stem when you're doing your stems of flowers and you're going to wrap them in paper or cellophane to give to the customer as a carry-out.
Okay.
As a way for the flower to drink water while it's being transported to their home to go eventually into a vase.
Right.
This is what florists have used forever, a long time.
Right, been around for a long time.
And you fill it up, and then you pop the top on, and then you initially would put the flower stem down in the tube. But sometimes, particularly, and florists will know this too, when you insert the flower down into that tube, the excess water as it's pushing down into the tube with the stem comes up and it potentially gets you wet.
That would be one of the not so good points, and Dale even showed me this, and I know everyone is connecting with this. It is pretty messy. It even squirted on me, and I was a couple feet away.
It did. Okay. Yes, it did. But I mean, this is basically what the florists have been using for many, many years, and they feel comfortable with it. Price point, relatively inexpensive. For what you get.
I think when we looked at it the other day, you were paying about somewhere between 7 and 8 cents a piece.
Yes.
You were getting 100 at a time. You were paying 7. Since I've looked around since then, and I've seen them up to 10, between 7 and 10 for a box of 100. So that's pretty standard.
Okay.
Now, what's not so good is they can be messy. Now, you were telling me something about this little bitty hole, and how it may not accommodate all stems.
And it does not.
Okay.
It does not.
How does that work out?
On a big stem, say you've got a calla lily stem or a tulip stem, something that's a softer stem.
Like what I bought today.
Exactly. You have to, with your scissors, you have to go right down into the center of that and give it a little snip and make that little tiny hole a little bit wider to accommodate the bigger stem to go down in there. Because if you don't, the hole in the top of this water tube is too small, and you will actually crimp the stem, and it actually will not go down in here with bigger, larger stems. So you have to give it an extra cut.
Okay.
So you're using the tube, but you've got to give it a cut. You've got to make allowances for the bigger stems.
Well, what I hear in that, and just correct me if I'm wrong, is that if you're cutting that hole, then it's a little non-specific. So the whole diameter might not be just right. You might lose water.
Absolutely, yes.
And then. If since it's non-specific, you might not cut it right, and you might have to do it again.
Yes.
Does that happen as well?
Yes. There have been flower stems that have been so big to go down in here that you actually cut it twice to try to get the stem down in it. And then you have it'll drip, and the water won't exactly stay all in this tube once you cut that top.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So as we were saying in the shop, though, after our last video, we were talking a little bit about how we were going to do this over lunch, and as we were in the shop, we were talking about how, let's say a businessman wants to cruise into your shop on the way home, get a rose for his wife.
Yes.
That might be a perfect application, right?
Yes, for a single stem, yes.
For a single stem and a rose stem, because it's smaller and it would fit.
Right.
If you wanted to get a tulip, you still have to go through that cutting process we were talking about.
Yes.
But wouldn't you agree that, I guess the message we're giving is, we've given you a product demonstration on Arrival Live. Dale's using it. It works. It hydrates flower. It works.
It does.
But I guess what we're saying is it's not going to take the place of this little doodad altogether.
No.
Right? We're still going to use these.
Yes.
But would it be safe to say that, if you had, like what I bought today was the rose had a little bitty stem, and tulip had a little bigger stem. What I bought today would be a good example of what you might use Arrival Live for.
Exactly. And you had multiple stems. So you had 3 tulips, a Gerber daisy, a calla lily, and a rose.
I did?
That's what you had. That's what he had. Anyway, what would be more perfect is, you'd have to use, what was that, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'd have to use 6 of these versus one Arrive Alive for
Right.
multiple flowers,
Now-
which would be more price conscious.
That's
That'd be awesome.
exactly where I was going.
Yeah.
It's because let's say we did it before.
Yes.
Compared to let me back up. Using this 100% of the time, that'd be 6
Right.
times whatever that cost you.
Exactly.
So we're at 42 cents,
Yes.
whereas the Arrive Alive product is 55 cents.
Right.
It's $55 for a box of 100.
Right.
So you're real close to the price already, and you've saved yourself the mess.
Yes.
You've made it quicker,
Yes.
and you've hydrated properly.
Right.
All of them.
All of the above. Yes. This
think
looks like
this-
it's a thing of the past.
Yeah.
It does.
That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So now we just have to get the word out there. So that was Dale and I just trying to, give you the lowdown on the tubes, see how this thing is going to shake out. Appreciate you spending time with us today, and peace.
Peace out.